the captain has come out and spoken. This is what he had to say. I feel there has been quite a few nights which have not gone our way. We need to go back to the drawing board, and I think the basics which we are doing are wrong. We need to accept the challenge and figure out ways to score runs for the team. Whenever we bowled first, the ball stopped a bit, and today also the ball was stopping. But also if you lose too many wickets, cricket seems to be a lot different, is what MSD had to say today. So did they lose it at the toss, Harsha?
Easy to say in retrospect.
Yes.
No. Easy to say in retrospect, but I think they lost it when they started so defensively. And then thereafter, one after the other, the wickets just kept going. I don't think they have the batting pedigree to go and get those big runs up front. That's why I keep saying I won't be surprised if they think of Jadeja just to play as a pure batter up front.
Yes.
In the glory days of CSK, the one batter they didn't use much, except when in trouble, was Subramaniam Badrinath. What would they give for a player of Badrinath's caliber to come in and walk in at number 4 today? That was how good CSK were. They only used him if required. He was in the 11, they used him if required. That is a caliber of players they don't have at the moment. And this, I'm afraid, has to go back to the auction where they didn't get that solid Indian middle order player. Now you realize how good Suresh Raina was, for example.
But also the middle order, we've spoken about the top order. We've spoken about Ayush Mhatre. They called him in for some practice sessions. Just a thought. We know that Ruturaj Gaikwad has to be replaced. Prithvi Shaw, Mayank Agarwal, the only two other Indian
Mayank Agarwal
players.
may not be a bad bet.
Look, call all pockets. I think in the end, a side without confidence is tricky scenario, right? Again, sort of going to glory days, as you called them, and speaking of players like Suresh Raina or Raidu or Badrinath or, I don't know, I'll even go back to Murali Vijay or whoever you want. Like, you can call all those players. All of those players were at the peak of their powers. Now, with players at the peak of their powers who endure a horrible beginning, there's still a belief, because they're at the peak of their powers, that they can turn it on and they can be confident in getting it right at some point. Confidence is what fuels most, if not all, when it comes to top-level sportsmen. And once that confidence is knocked and doubt sets in, it creates big problems. And it just looks like a doubting side, not entirely sure which way to go in terms of trying to address what problems they obviously have. And everybody knows that they have these problems. They know they have these problems, but just how to address it in a time that says, here's this aggressive game that everybody plays, go out, play shots. And really you're going, are they certain and are they fully committing to playing the shots despite being out for 103 and 150 and whatnot, and just not enough runs on the board? Or are they doing that because they think that's what should be done, but without fully committing to actually that game plan? So yeah, find the game plan, I say, and believe that that's what's going to work. I think that's the only way you got to go. That's the reset I'm talking about.